Hello and welcome back to Zahedi's English Mastery, the podcast where we dive deep into the strategies and mindset you need to become a confident English speaker. I'm Zahedi, your host and fellow language learner. And today's episode is going to be especially valuable for anyone who's ever thought, why can't I understand you speakers? Why do English movies still sound like noise to me? I've been learning English for years, but my listening just isn't improving. If any of that sounds familiar, then this episode is for you. We're going to unpack a full practical system to improve your English listening skills, not just in theory, but with real steps that you can start using today, even if your level is beginner or intermediate. So, if you're on a walk, doing chores, or sitting with a notebook, get comfortable because we're going deep. Let's begin by being honest about one thing. Listening is the hardest skill to improve. Speaking is active, reading is slow and clear, writing gives you time to think. But listening, it's fast, natural, messy, and emotional. Native speakers don't speak like your English teacher. They use idioms, contractions, slang, faster speech, connected sounds, and many other things. So, if you're struggling with listening, it doesn't mean you're bad at English. It means you need a different strategy. And here it is. Imagine going to the gym for the first time and trying to lift 100 kilos. That's what it feels like when you're a beginner or intermediate learner trying to watch a fast paced Hollywood movie or a BBC podcast made for native speakers. It's overwhelming, and most of the time, it kills your motivation. So, the first step in building your listening skills is choosing material that matches your current level, not your dream level. This means looking for English content that's slow, clear, and ideally designed for learners. Think short YouTube videos for English learners, language apps with audio stories, or beginner-friendly shows that use everyday language. It doesn't mean you have to stay at that level forever, but start where you are. Build your foundation. You can't run if you haven't learned how to walk. Here's the truth. You don't need hours and hours of practice. What you need is consistency. Even 10 or 15 minutes a day can bring huge results over time. If you focused, set a specific time every day. Maybe when you're commuting, taking a break, or winding down in the evening, and make it your listening moment. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to show up. That's how real progress happens, not in big, dramatic moments, but in small, daily routines. Here is one of the biggest mistakes I see. People choose listening content that's too long. A 2 hour movie, a 1 hour podcast, and after 10 minutes, they're exhausted. That's not how your brain learns best. What I recommend is choosing clips that are no more than 3 minutes long. Just 3 minutes. If you do want to use a longer video, like a documentary or a movie, divide it into small sections. Focus on one segment each day. Trust me, 3 minutes is more than enough to work on vocabulary, pronunciation, and understanding if you use it well. Now let's talk about subtitles. Should you use them? Yes, but only as a temporary tool. Think of subtitles like training wheels on a bicycle. They help you at the beginning, but eventually you'll want to remove them. Start by watching videos with English subtitles. Let your brain connect the sounds with the written words. This helps build what's called audio-visual memory. But don't stop there. Watch the same clip again, and this time pause whenever you see a word you don't understand. Write it down. Even better, keep a notebook just for listening. Your personal treasure chest of new words. Later, look those words up. Learn how they're used in context. Try using them in your own sentences. This extra step may feel slow, but it's exactly what turns passive learning into active language growth. Here's something that might surprise you. One of the biggest blocks in listening is thinking too much. Many learners try to translate every word into their own language in real time, but the brain isn't fast enough to keep up, and you end up missing the rest of the sentence. What you need to train is your ability to understand ideas, not words. Try to feel the meaning of a sentence. Build a picture in your mind. If someone says, I'm starving, I could eat a horse, don't focus on the horse, feel the hunger. That's how you connect to real language. At first, it will be hard, but over time, you'll develop what we call intuitive listening, where you just get the meaning without needing to analyze every word. Let me tell you something many learners avoid. Repetition is your superpower. If you listen to the same 3-minute video 3 times a day, once in the morning, again in the afternoon, and one more time at night, you'll understand more each time. By the third time, you're no longer just hearing sounds, you're hearing patterns, you're predicting what comes next, you're absorbing the melody of English. And here's a tip: in your final session, listen to the audio only, without watching the video or reading subtitles. This trains your ears to focus, just like they'll need to in real conversations. Now that you've listened to the clip multiple times, it's time to speak. Yes, speaking is part of listening too. Play the video again, but now after each sentence, pause and repeat. Try to copy the speaker's tone, rhythm, even facial expression. This is called shadowing, and it's how actors and interpreters train their listening and speaking muscles at the same time. And don't just whisper. Speak clearly, speak confidently, and most importantly, record yourself. That's right. Pull out your phone and record your voice. Then listen. Compare it to the original. Yes, it may feel weird at first, but this is where real growth begins when you become your own teacher. You'll hear your pronunciation, your strength, and where you need work. And with practice, you'll begin to sound natural and confident. Before we wrap up, I want to talk to the part of you that still feels discouraged. Because let's face it, this journey isn't easy. So many English learners, maybe even you, have spent years studying grammar, reading textbooks, memorizing word lists, but still feel lost when they hear native speakers talk. It's not your fault. It's the result of a system that teaches you everything except how to listen. But today, that changes. You now have a system, a roadmap, a daily practice that works. And I promise, if you commit to it, your brain will adapt. Your ears will become sharper. Your understanding will deepen. Not overnight, but slowly, surely, steadily. You've probably heard the phrase, where there is a will, there is a way. It's beautiful, but it's only half true. Between wanting and achieving is a long road, filled with effort, practice, and patience. That's where the magic happens. So if you really want to improve your English listening, you now know what to do. Start small, stay consistent, be patient with yourself, and don't stop just because you feel stuck. Every day you listen to, every word you write down, every sentence you repeat, it all adds up. One day you'll realize you've crossed the bridge from confusion to clarity, and you'll be proud of every minute you invested. That's all for today's episode of Zahedi's English Mastery. If this helped you, share it with a friend or a language partner. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more deep dive episodes coming your way every week. Until next time, keep listening, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. I'm Zahedi, and I'll see you in the next episode.